Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. We're at the laundromat. We're going to count some coins, and I think we're going to set a record this week. I also thought that last week we didn't quite do it, but this week has been very busy. We've got our new machines in. They've been doing really well. And as you can see, we are not having Fun Car Friday today because it's a little bit cold and snowy. We're in Colorado. Weather is crazy unpredictable here. Last night they said we're getting no snow. Now we might get 6 to 10 inches of snow, so you just never know. I also golfed yesterday, and today you can see what it looks like. So we'll see what we get. We could get anywhere from an inch to a foot, and then what's really important though is what's in our coin boxes and how we do. All right, we're gonna check the change machine, see what we've got in here. We have had to fill it a lot so far this week, and we had a record in here over the weekend. So all that is pointing to a record in the machines, but then you never know for sure. Oh, it's almost empty again. That's crazy. It's just been 2 days since I've been here. There's gonna be a ton of money in here, I think. So if anything, we're taking out a lot of cash. Hopefully that cash is in the machines. We took $21.49 in cash home last week, which was a record. That might be another record because we already have $1,207. Wow, okay. So this is 2 weeks in a row. We've put all the quarters that we collected last week back in the change machine and still need more. And that also almost never happens. So that's a really good sign too. Usually we have more quarters coming in than going out of the laundromat. So if we're putting more quarters in the machines than we collected, that means we should collect way more quarters this week, in theory. All right, the first thing I'm checking is the soap machine. We actually had someone complain it wasn't working, and that's because we are out on one side. And we have a lot gone. I'm not sure I've ever seen it this low. So there were a lot of people at the laundromat this week, as you can see from the change machine being so low. And that's awesome. I think I'm 95% sure we're going to break a record for sales here. But it brought a lot of phone calls. We had some machines break down. You might have seen some of the machines with out of order signs. Well, you will see them here when we count quarters. And we'll talk about that. But we had some machines break down, of course, and some issues, and it's really cool to see how busy it was. But being busy like that also brings more calls and people asking me for things. And the snack machine had some issues too, where I think someone was shaking it again, and we need to attach it to the wall or floor. I keep forgetting to do that, and I need to go to Sam's still and put some get some more snacks for it because we're out of quite a few things. So we'll see what's in there. I feel like the snack machine has done a little bit worse since our pop machine is down too. And I found a guy who was selling used pop machines, pretty decent price, but it was so big and ugly. So I haven't done anything yet. So we're starting with quarters. No, we're not, because I forgot to count the money from the vending machines and the soap machine. So hold on, reverse everything. Let's go count that and see what we have. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and forget what I'm doing, but that's okay. Like I said, there wasn't a ton in there, and there was no nickels or dimes or dollars. Most of the time we have some nickels and dimes in there. 125. I thought those were special quarters. They weren't. So not the most money, a little over $30. But the soap machine, that was full. So like I said, I don't think we've ever had that much money come out of it. So if we do stay this busy from now on, I may need to check the soap machine twice a week, which is a good problem to have. Yeah, over $60. I'm not sure we've ever had that. And there's some other stuff I may need to be doing twice a week. We do empty the front machines twice a week, but we may have to do some more too, because that was relatively full. That's our back 50-pounder that used to be really full all the time, but has been a little bit less full since we got these big 80-pounders. And our 80-pound one is very full. This happened. I've got to figure out how to adjust that coin box, because that happens to me every time. But that's definitely much fuller box than before, so I think people are discovering these big machines. I haven't figured out how to change the price yet. I did have the guy I bought them from, they're used machines. We got a video going over that whole process. Oh, that one is really full too. That's awesome to see. But he did give me instructions on how to change the price. I have just not gotten around to that yet. And I know a couple of our customers, awesome customers, said they used the 80 pounders for the first time and they loved them. They're just so much bigger and have so much more capacity. So that's good to hear too. And these are really full as well. These are our 30 pound or 27 pound machines. So they're doing very well. And I feel like, we talked about raising prices. People suggested I should, raise all the prices when we put in the newer machines. It's a good opportunity to do it. You are correct. It was a good time to do it, but I didn't really do it because I was so distracted by everything going on and trying to make everything work that we didn't really do it. That's a 60-pound machine, one of the newer ones too. You might notice it's got an error code on it. We think the door lock sensor is bad. So it was working. We had an issue with power first. It wasn't getting enough power. There was like a weird breaker that was loose. Figured that's really full too. That's a 40-pounder. So we fixed the power. It worked for a little bit, and then it pulled the door code. So we've got a couple of door sensors. We have another machine with that issue too that are on order. These are really full. So that's good to see. Last week we had a lot of money come in the change machine, and it felt really busy, but there wasn't as much money in the machines as I thought there should be. This week, these are looking fantastic. My bucket is already really full. So glad to see that. I also feel better now. Like if our front machine, we'll show you, 2 of our front machines are down again. But I feel better when our front machines go down because I've got these other machines now, right? I've still got big machines people can use. It's not the end of the world. And really, our backlog, our real, log jam is the dryers. We really should have more dryers. I just don't have more room. This machine too, I thought was fixed when we fixed that breaker issue, because it's on the same kind of breaker as that other machine. Not the same breaker, but the same, like it's on the opposite side of it, and there's a loose screw we found out. But then it stopped working again, so maybe there's a different issue with it too. These are decent, nothing crazy, but we really had a lot of money in those bigger machines, the 80-pounders too. And that's not bad. These are our smallest machines, by the way. They're pretty much 1, maybe 2 load machines. The Horizons, which are almost always breaking, like that one. There's not much in that one. Let's check out this one. Not much in that one either. Still, we have a lot in that bucket. The thing is, though, we'll show you 2 of my front machines have been having some issues. So we might not have as much in the front machines as normal. So while we have more in the back, we might not have as much in the front. But I'm pretty confident we've got a whole lot. Oh, that's a good box right there. That's definitely the fullest my bucket has ever been from the back machines, by far. Usually it's probably an inch or 2 less than that. So here are the front machines. These are the ones we empty twice a week because they're so popular. So I'm hoping these... Oh, that's a good box. So we've already emptied that once. That's the money in there already this week. That's a 50-pounder too. This is another 40-pounder. That's really full. That's good to see. So those 2 are really full, which is nice because these next ones are not. This one, the drain is clogged up again, and it's really hard to fix and get back there. So I think we need to have it hard piped. It's actually the Good Laundromat guys who put these into the drains, but they just hang too low. They kind of back up into each other. So that will be done soon. And this one is the other one that had the door sensor too. So it keeps giving us issue because of a door sensor. Can't even get it to clear the code or anything. All right, now's the moment of truth. I sped this up 3 times, and this is our front machines first. And on a normal week, I like to see 1,600 from my front machine, 1,600 quarters, which is $400. But like I said, we've had a couple of our machines down, So I feel like if we get to 1,600, that would be awesome. And we did. We got over 1,700. So I'm pretty happy and thinking we're going to be in good shape. This is my big bucket, as you can see here. Our record, let me see what our record is for quarters. It was almost set last week, not quite. But our record is $1,439, which is, let me see here, like $57.50 in quarters is our record. And we're looking really good. We're already over 5,000. I have a lot of quarters left. There's our record right there. New record for washers, at least. There's over 6,000 quarters, and we still have a lot. So if you remember me talking before, I was really hoping to get to like $2,500 a month in revenue, or $2,500 a week in revenue. We've had a couple weeks real close to $2,000. That was over 7,000 quarters. So that was awesome. By far the most we've ever had. Now we'll check the dryers and see how much we have here. Because, I mean, we're pretty much going to have to break a record unless these are just empty, which would make no sense. That first one is the one I fried the motherboard on. That's annoying and frustrating. There's a place in North Carolina, Mountain Electronics, that specializes in fixing laundromat motherboards. They were greatly impacted from the hurricane, I believe. Oh, that's a full box. That's nice to see. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to send them stuff now, but I've heard from a few people to send my stuff to them. So we've got some fried out, burned out motherboards that we can do that with, and that would be one of them. These are looking pretty good. These are all the machines we added a few weeks ago. 45-pound dryers. We only had 30-pounders before that. So I think people do like the bigger ones. They dry your clothes faster. You can put more clothes in them. And we can charge more money for them. So it's win-win for everybody. Nice. And then these are our 30-pound washers that we still have a few of. These are a little cheaper, so people with small loads still do use them. Or there's been a number of times the last week where all the dryers were being used, all of them. And so, like I said, that's kind of our backlog, log jam is the dryers. So all the other ones, big ones are being used, and people will use the small ones. Moving a few things out of the way. And yeah, these are looking pretty, that's not very good. As I say, they're looking pretty good. That's better. But there's always less money in the dryers than there is in the washers. I know some people have told me the laundromat they go to, the dryers are free, which seems odd to me, but I'm sure they make it up by having the washers much more expensive. And I guess what I've been trying to get to this point a couple times here as we count the money for the dryers. If our dryers are constantly busy, log jam, we're super busy all the time, that could be a good sign that we should raise prices too a little bit, because we can't expand, we can't add more dryers, there's really no space to, unless the DMV moves. So the next best option would be to raise prices a little bit. And we like to see at least 1,600 here. We're well over 2,000. 2,500 quarters, that is also a new record. And my bucket was super full. In fact, I was a little worried I might be breaking my chair soon, because I'm not sure how strong that chair is. And that's a very heavy bucket of quarters now. All right, here's the chart. My computer is being a little weird. I know I need to shut it down and restart it, but I'll do that when I'm not so busy. So it kept stopping just a little bit. But here's our chart with sales, and this is going to be an exciting one to watch at the end and see where we came in at. As far as the cash collected, we also set a record there for cash collected. We had $1,063 in the change machine Monday through Friday, which is a new record. We've never had over $1,000 during the week. We had $1,207 in there from the weekend, which was a new record. So we had $2,270 in cash collected, which was a record. And normally we have a few $100, $200 to $300 more in quarters come in the laundromat than in the change machine. Although last week was an anomaly where we had less money come in than the change machine because we had a lot of money in the change machine too. So it'll be interesting to see where we end up here. Let's see. We're getting close. $24.90 in the machines. We smashed our old record of like just below 2,100. There's that breakthrough I've been looking for. So for those of you who follow me, thank you, by the way, who've been following this and like watching the Laundromat videos. I appreciate it. I've been talking about a breakthrough, trying to break through this plateau for a while, and there we go. That is the smashing of that plateau. And honestly, if we can keep our sales and numbers close to this every week, I will be a happy camper. If we can get more, that'd be awesome. But that's $2,500 a week is $130,000 a year in revenue. Divided by 12, that's $10,833 a month. And our monthly expenses are around $4,500. They might be a little bit more now with more machines being used. We might have higher utilities. So even if it's $5,000 a month, that means we're making $5,000, $6,000 almost every month from the laundromat. I've been spending half an hour to 45 minutes there every Friday collecting quarters and doing restocking and doing different things. We have cleaners. I don't clean there. I go there on Mondays and spend maybe 15, 20 minutes there. Probably go there on a Wednesday, spend 15, 20 minutes there, and that's it. So that's a pretty good business for the amount of time I'm spending on it. I could outsource this if I really wanted to, but you would have to have someone you trust greatly because there's a lot of cash and money they'd be handling. And I like doing it. I like counting the quarters. I like collecting the boxes. I like collecting the cash. It's fun for me. So in my business, I've tried to set up the things I like to do for me to do and the things I don't like to do for someone else to do. And so this has been pretty cool. The other small laundromat, not quite as much fun. Don't have as much cash, don't have as much quarters, more issues with machines, but we don't have cleaner. That one's a lot different. So this one's pretty cool. If we can continue this, I'm pretty happy. If we do better than this, that would be even awesomer. And, if I could buy more bigger laundromats like this, I'd be happy to do that too, depending on the cost and different things. But it's been pretty cool, and I know a lot of other people want to do that too in our town. So there's not a lot of laundromats for sale. In fact, there's none. There's a lot of people looking to buy laundromats, not many looking to sell. So I guess it's a good business to be in. I did mention this before, I believe, briefly, but I might be buying another liquor store too, because that one's been going really well with way, way less work from me than this is doing. So that will be an interesting process too. Of course, the work comes in the beginning, finding management, making the store better, improving processes, and that will be a much larger process for this store. It's bigger, more expensive, a little more risk there, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't officially bought it yet, but things are looking pretty good so far. All right, new record. Happy to see it. Kind of a relief almost to finally get there and justify the money we spent on the machines, the work we put into this. So it's cool to see. And yes, we do get some YouTube social media revenue from these videos as well too. So that's nice. It's not massive amounts, but that is extra money every month too. And if our videos go viral, that's really the ones you make money on. But I haven't had any too crazy viral videos from the laundromat lately. But if anybody has ideas or things they see, let me know. I'm all ears. All right, thanks for watching. We will be back with a small laundromat, this one next week. Of course, real estate videos and other business videos. We have a lot of stuff to cover.